Ooh, yeah, brother. This week on No Accounting for Taste, we are talking about the only thing more white trash than our last episode, wrestling. Let's do it.
Pal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get CrossFit.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it. Thank you to our sponsors at Trade Coffee. Trade is the easiest way to get your very best tasting coffee delivered fresh when you need it. So if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you've ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/NAFT. That's drinktrade.com/NAFT. Check out No House Advantage today. Experience daily fantasy sports redefined. Sign up with code NAFT at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app and get first deposit match up to $25. That was good. You really snapped into it.
Yeah, like a Slim Jim.
Oh, wrestling. Shane?
Buddy.
How do you feel about wrestling? Did you grow up with it?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
A lot of jumping around the living room?
Yeah, yep. Breaking a lot of furniture. As a huskier child, it was really a double-edged sword for my father because I was getting exercise, but I was really rambunctious.
Yeah, I didn't. I missed the whole thing in my youth. I missed it all. Didn't watch any wrestling. Not like it was. I didn't dislike it.
You weren't avoiding it, but
just I was not. I didn't have. I had like 3 friends up until maybe junior high or something.
And nobody was into wrestling?
It just wasn't the wrestling crew.
Yeah, and I guess if you miss it, if you don't hit it by junior high,
yeah,
you're kind of missing the boat a little bit.
Yeah, because then it went to high school, and then everybody was trying to, like, high school, you're really trying to shake off
the youthfulness. Yeah,
like,
you're trying to be
now
cool.
I think it's more like, now it's okay to celebrate, but I think
there was a point in my time in my life where I think it was definitely not.
Yeah.
Like, where people were really shitty about it. But, yeah. By the way, this is No Accounting for Taste on the All Things Comedy
They
Network.
know we play an intro.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
How many episodes have we done? We play a recorded intro. Everybody knows that part.
I just like to say it.
Okay. Sorry. It's like, how do they know that?
Kyle just body slammed my talking.
Body slam your heart. I do have a separated collarbone from, because there was the era of, like, when Jackass and all the backyard wrestling, the real idiot trash stuff came around, that I was like, I like this. And
that other Florida brand of wrestling is a little too clean cut for Kyle Kinane.
Yeah, we were just drunk at a backyard party, and I just remember yelling. I would just yell, body slam, and I just jumped off a chain link fence. Nobody was there. I just... It was dark. I thought there was somebody there, and I just went right into the ground and then walked in the house, and everybody's like, you got to go to the hospital.
We had backyard wrestling matches we would do.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Monday Night Raw a lot.
Did you, like, plan your moves then? Was it, like, in mimicry
there was
of
definitely some of that kind of stuff. Yeah. I would say when I was like 6 or 7, I was super into it.
Yeah.
Then I fell out of it for a few years, and then in high school for like a year or 2, I got back into it, and now I kind of like. I just like it casually. Like, yeah. Like I have some friends who are obsessed with it, but we went to, oh my God, I remember this. Because I think it was after my buddy had a birthday party on Saturday night. I think it was like 11, right? And then the next day was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. I didn't watch it. And then I remember like, my brothers had all watched it, and they're like, oh, he's going to hate the way this match turned out, because I was like a big Ultimate Warrior fan.
Oh, okay.
And then I watched it, and he lost to Macho Man, and I like bawled my eyes out. Like, I think I knew at that age that it wasn't real. I was so invested in it for whatever reason that I couldn't.
Movies aren't real, but a movie can make you cry.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I went with it, but like. So I definitely had like a lot of it, at points in my life, a lot emotionally invested into wrestling.
I had like my dad would tell me, it was my dad or my mom, there's somebody like was like a great grandmother or somebody who would just watch it in black and white TV, like the early iterations of
sideshow circus kind of wrestling.
Theatrical wrestling.
Really?
And I would remember her just watching that stuff. And I remember I was at Columbia College, and I remember people that were like, it's college, everybody's in every class or whatever. It's not like this is my year with people this age. And there's people in the hallway talking about wrestling. And this is like late 90s. And like being excited about it. I'm like, and there's like, you watch wrestling? They're like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Say something about it. I was like, oh, God damn. And
you weren't ready for that kind of...
No, but I just didn't realize that like that fan base was back. I thought it was still... I was still locked into the idea like, oh, it's fake and it's silly. Yeah. And then
which I think we'll talk about a lot. But
but then finding out that it's like, oh, no, that's... Okay, get past that point and enjoy it. And now I'll look at today. I've said it before. Like I'm not into UFC and I'm not into RuPaul's Drag Race. So the only logical middle ground is wrestling because it's athleticism and it's pageantry.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, oh, this is the logical middle ground between these two extremes. So you found your... if I see it on TV or something, I'll watch. When I first moved to LA, we just had one crappy TV with no cable, and so I'd get home. I know Fridays I would get home from work, and like wrestling would be the thing that was on of one of the 3 channels or news. I'm like, I guess I'll watch wrestling. And they had...
It's no wonder you ended up hosting a podcast like this.
I'll just do whatever.
You're not doing anything for the daily.
Some of the racism, I think I started watching because I thought the racism was pretty wild.
There is like that is I guess that is a thing with wrestling when you're like some of the gimmicks they do, like especially I guess back in the day when I was a kid, some of this. Yeah. There was a wrestler named IRS, and he was an accountant, and his name was Erwin R. Shyster. And you're like, this can clearly no longer be allowed. This is a horribly.
They had the Mexicools. And it was a group of Mexican wrestlers, and I think Rey Mysterio came from that. Okay. But they would come into the stadium on riding lawnmowers. And
some of it, the fact that it's it did start off kind of like with, but
I thought it was
like ethnic, like they would make them like these are Hulk Hogan's real name is like Terry Jean Bollea, and he tells a story. He's told the story about. Vince McMahon said, we're going to make you Hulk Hogan because we want somebody for the Irish to root for. Because they would do that because Bruno Sammartino was Italian, and like that was kind of like really was very like I guess popularity in some sense were like ethnically based or nationality based. Yeah,
they were good with marketing. They're real circus,
and people still get into that.
But also, I mean, like lucha libre style Mexican, like wrestling was like that was like a whole like Mexican wrestling was a whole thing. But then I was like, I was confused because I'm like, well, they're bringing it in, and I think it's very cool that they're incorporating into like, and this is my own misgivings that wrestling is like all the white trash kids, and they're being like, and because they were the heroes too, they were the face, were the Mexican guys, but then like you also are telling them to ride in on a lawnmower. But then you're rooting for him, but it's like, wow, this is
you're really kind of giving them the rags to riches approach.
I was just having way more emotions than I thought I was going to have
at a wrestling
watching wrestling on a little tiny like 14-inch TV. Like, wait a minute, they can do this?
That's also like insane that they came in on lawnmowers.
I'm gonna look them up.
I get like so like I mean I think. The one argument we'll hear of the negative side of things will be more than anything that it's fake and that it's like costly. But I could give a fuck. Like it's fun. It's pageantry.
Also wore like the blue fucking landscaping uniforms.
They had them in they had them in like and they had them in like jumpsuits.
Yeah, like landscapers. Fuck, man.
Some of that shit is so right, but like
they debuted as villains in 2005 when all 3 members rode to the ring on a John Deere lawnmower with the sticker saying the more Hispanic sounding name Juan Deere. So many people had to sign off on this.
I don't know if paperwork's a big important part of the wrestling business.
I guess so.
So I got my personal story. I went to a couple wrestling matches when I was a kid, and we had one. I went to a This was something that like because this was before the internet. Mm-hmm. You would see them like I went and saw a show on Sunday, and then the next night was like Monday Night Wrestling or whatever. Yeah. And the broadcast, somebody lost a belt at the show I was actually at, and at the broadcast they still had it, and I was like, oh, like it kind of like,
pulled the curtain
a little bit, yeah. And I remember, do you remember the Bushwhackers? They were like, I guess they were Aussies or whatever, and they would just be like, big dumb fun guys, you know, like basically like, and they would just go, Bushwhackers. They were trying to get a chant started, and the arena wasn't that full. And then I just heard this one white trash guy scream, "That's fucking bullshit!" And it was like as loud as them. It was so funny.
I've never been. I went to one amateur like bout here, like a Knights of Columbus Hall.
Okay,
that was very like to see it on that level, and I mean we'll get into that stuff like. But to see it on that level, and also I forget, somebody knew somebody, so like we got there early, and like, oh, the new guys have to carry the ring in, like,
they
earn their
roadies,
they earn their fucking stripes, like it's so much of it parallels stand up. If you like,
you get the worst spots, and you have to
and like working the road and having to share hotel rooms with like So
the money you make is the money you don't spend, kind of stuff.
And that movie, The Wrestler, like that hit too close to home as far as like take the wrestling part out and just make it an old road headliner, and you basically have Sam Tallent's book.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
You basically have Running the Light by Sam Talent is what the wrestler is if it was a comedian.
Yeah, that shit. Oh man, I have so many fond memories of it that I can't like. I remember in high school we would like, a freshman year, like. To me, the coolest thing ever is Stone Cold Steve Austin just being like, "Fuck everybody, I'm gonna beat up my boss." And just drink beer and be a lunatic. And his nickname was the Texas Rattlesnake, which to me sounds so cool. Yeah,
that's what I love about wrestling is they all have 9 nicknames.
Yeah,
Stone Cold Steve Austin's nickname. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
what was the like?
Bill, like there's not.
Who's the like Bobby the Dragon Steamboat? Like,
Ricky
the Dragon
Steamboat. I think that's right.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Your last name's Steamboat? You want me to already believe that?
And then we go into the ethnic thing.
He can't just be Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
He needs a nickname. No, he doesn't. Dick Steamboat's great. Old Dick Steamboat.
Who you wrestling at? Me and Dick Steamboat.
How's it going? My name's Dragon. My friends call me the Dragon, but otherwise you can call me Dick Steamboat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the dumb redundancy of giving yourself 4 nicknames is still kind of fun too.
But that's why this is going to be a tough episode because I don't really see the negatives. I think it really came in like anybody that was like it's fake, and people are like, yeah, but look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Look at that, like that shit. Like the danger isn't fake. They're putting themselves in harm's way for your entertainment.
Yeah, there's
nothing fake about that.
Yeah. Why don't we jump into that point and just
let's jump into it because I'm pretty much.
Yeah, I think we're both on the side of this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back with a word from our sponsor after this. Vince McMahon's top tier investing. I'm a crook. We'll be right back.
I drink coffee just about every day, but I don't know. I'm just drinking whatever I'm drinking. So it's nice, when you get good coffee and you're like, oh, this is the difference. This is a coffee that I like. So try some coffee from Trade Coffee and you can be like, oh, this is like, I can finally be choosy and pick good coffee that makes me happy. I really like the coffee that I got from Trade. I'm being honest here. You go to the website, they go like, what do you like, light or dark? What are you looking for out of it? And you can kind of curate something special for yourself. And who doesn't like feeling special in this world? You don't like feeling special? I don't know why you're listening to No Accounting for Taste if you don't like feeling special, because I think you're special. Good thing about Trade is that if you get some coffee and you're not enjoying it, they're going to have something that you will enjoy. You can shop their most popular coffees by roast or flavor profile, or you can take their coffee quiz and get expertly matched with coffees you'll love. So if you want to support small businesses, and who doesn't, and you want to brew the best coffee you've ever made at home, that's what you want to do. It's time to try Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/NAFT. That's drinktrade.com/NAFT for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country.
I can't wait to watch the Dallas Cowboys disappoint me again this year, especially on Thanksgiving. That's the best time to lose money and family fun.
No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. Play in pick'em contests versus other people for the shot at winning $250,000 plus in cash. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player, props, earn points for correct picks, and climb the leaderboard for your shot to win big money every day.
Download the app, choose a contest, select your player, props, earn points for correct picks, and climb the leaderboard for your shot to win big money every day.
Bet on up to 5-player prop over-unders or individual player matchups across every major sports league, including NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, MMA, and NASCAR. I like skateboards. Sign up now with promo code NAFT at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app on the App Store to get a first deposit match up to $25.
Fuck the Broncos.
These you're just making more editing work for Charlene.
Yeah, we're back.
The Wikipedia page for the Mexicools.
Keep going.
One of the guys' name was his name was Psychosis. Dubbed the lawnmower, they arrived on a Mexican limo. And the group claimed that even Mexico's president mocks Mexicans in the United States. It was they address a lot of the
racism.
The Mexicools next feuded with the heel, the full-blooded Italians. It's not even a novelty. I mean, I get it. It's the FBI. So basically, if you wanted to be a wrestling, if you wanted to be FBI, if you wanted to be a wrestling team, go whatever kind of ethnic street fair is happening in Little Name the country, that's in your city. Well, Little Italy. Grab a novelty T-shirt.
There you go.
There's your wrestling team.
They put a lot of thought into it. I think. I mean, we talked about this on the Disney Adult episode, but I do love that it is. It's just escapism for adults and kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all they're getting is joy out of it. And I mean, I guess maybe if I see, actually, that is kind of. If I see a guy in a professional wrestler's T-shirt, I don't automatically assume he is obsessed with it. I think he just has a shirt. Like
it's like a band T-shirt.
Yeah, which I guess maybe says something to the culture a bit that it you can just be partial. You can enjoy it a bit. You don't have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, I don't think you're in the stands with a scorecard.
Yeah.
At a professional wrestling match.
No, you're not.
I read Mick Foley's book, Have a Nice Day, without knowing anything about wrestling.
I saw him in the airport.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he just still dressing like he does with his character?
He's wearing sweatpants and like a button-down shirt. And
that is a comfortable way to look.
Yeah.
But that was, somebody was just like, it was like an ex-girlfriend. And now I saw that book. I'm like, really? She's like, it's a good book.
Just a good biography. Yeah.
And it really went into how if the match, like, if maybe the match wasn't good, or like the audience was crummy, so that wrestlers would try to make each other laugh by like not selling it well enough, or like pretending like they're gonna slap a guy from back here and trying to make him react. And like, I was like, okay, it again paralleling comedy.
Like if you kind of like embracing the suck a little bit.
Yeah, and it just gave an insight into how much that, any comedian or musician that bitches about like, oh, the travel schedule's so tough, I'm just on the road. Like, it's the same schedule for these guys, and they're getting night, they're getting the shit beaten out of themselves.
Yeah, that goes to the point where like, it's fake, like it's they're still really getting slapped in the back with a chair.
Yeah.
And they also have to lift and work out.
Yeah, they're like, falling on staples. Ugh. They're like, this is not, there's nothing fake. They're putting on an amazing theatrical performance.
Yeah, I got no issues with any of that.
Again, this is gonna be a tough one. I almost want to try and find the negative about it.
Well,
I don't know that. I mean, outside, I guess that like any other testosterone-fueled drunken partier scene, there's some creepy behavior that came out, but that's bunch of jocks that get private planes and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of dickheads out there. You know
what I also really liked about wrestling is like the managers. It's like, they're clearly guys who can't wrestle for the most part. But they're just fans, and they found a way to include. It seems like it's pretty inclusive in some sense. Because like, I remember,
you want to be a part of it? Write yourself in.
Yeah, there was a place called the Sportatorium, which had like the local. It was in Dallas, and this place, man, it was like I think it was like a 2,000 seat arena or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, but like by the end there were like stray cats walking around in it and stuff. They're always but like you would go watch wrestling, like local wrestling there, and my buddy's mom told me this story once. And this is when the Undertaker was still not like famous. Yeah. And Paul Bearer was his manager. And
Paul Bear's. And the names are fun.
Yeah, there's a little bit of shtick. It's fun. Yeah. But and whatever. She's kind of a she's a little bit of a white trash lady.
Oh, what's a groupie name for wrestlers?
Oh, they call them
slam clams. There's gotta be a term for groupies that only bang wrestlers.
Mat ladies. I don't know, like
bell ringers. I don't know.
But she said Paul Bearer was like walking him down, and she was like a woman who would like heckle and smoke indoors and stuff. And she goes, I saw him, and I just go, your mama's a fucking bitch. And he was just like, like he reacted all fun, like, oh, I'm scared.
I do like when the people do get so riled up that they act like I'm going to attack this wrestler. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's the Disney adult thing going too far. Like, all right, too much, buddy.
Let's pump our brakes a bit.
You're unwell. You're an unwell person. You've gotten caught up in this lifestyle.
Yes, Charlene.
It's ring rat.
Ring rat?
I
like slam clam better.
Yeah, me too. This is what we haven't talked about yet, but I think, since the matches are pretty much predetermined who's going to win, I guess, all the time, there has to be a level of storytelling involved that shows how you have to read a room, because like to keep people interested and invested, like knowing when to turn like whatever rivalry between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels to let the other guy win a little bit. Yeah, like just, and I mean in the overall narrative through like for television and such, I think it probably takes a real skill set, because I know so many people who think they can tell a story and it's the most disappointing
it's excruciating
thing. Yeah. So I think like the sense of time, there's a skill set there that I wasn't expecting to actually like recognize, but I think it's like valuable. Like
you're still a performer.
Yeah, very much so.
And so the Sportster is apparently just a wrestling website. They talk about wrestling tropes every fan knows about, which is why, like, okay, we're gonna let this happen every time.
Yeah.
And so, like, heel authority figures hold down fan favorites. Boss man's got to keep the good guy down. Like, all right, and we're just gonna, I will let this happen again.
It's
and somebody's gonna respond that it's like
it's a proven recipe.
Yeah, but that it's soap opera for guys. Mm-hmm. And I would remember, my mom would just watch soap operas, and you'd make fun of it because it'd be corny, and you never realize that, like your mom doesn't believe.
Yeah.
It's just, the kids are at school, I'm home all day, and here's a silly story to follow.
The only thing on,
that, like, even they're going, get the fuck out of here. Like, they're still like that. Weddings always go poorly. I didn't know that. I'm not enough of it. So I in my like, stop getting married with all these wrestlers and cameras around. They keep doing it. They keep getting in trouble.
I love that they will also anything is for show in wrestling. Like weddings, marriages, infidelities, all of it. Like I know they just like incorporate it all. None of it's real, but like it's fun that they're just be like, hey, we got 40 guys who are going to beat the shit out of each other in a Royal Rumble tonight. Why don't we throw a wedding into the mix as well? Like it's not. There's no. They don't think. I don't think they hear like we can't do that very much.
That's part of the story.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I will fall for like the last minute getting out of the pin, and people are gonna be pissed at me already because I don't know wrestling.
Okay,
so I'm
fine.
I'm new to this stuff. Everybody,
let them be mad.
My apologies.
Let those ring rats be mad.
Yeah, whatever, ring rats.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they're pinned. They're counting down. Like, you know, he's gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
But then when he does, you're like, oh, that was close.
That was really good.
They really got.
There's always that one time though where it does hit, and you're like, oh fuck,
this didn't go as expected.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're selling it, then I'm on board.
Same.
Heel foreign characters. Here it is. One trope that wrestling should probably try ditching is the concept of the foreign heel character. Most infamously, Hulk Hogan often faced off against anti-American heels in the 80s and early 90s. Yeah, I remember. But also, how much fun. I feel like that's the idea of a heel is now what people think they are when they're just trolling online. Like, I like being a bad guy. I like instigating people.
Yeah. And there's no consequence for me here.
Yeah, so when people are responding like, boy, get a load of this piece of shit, I feel like they're like,
they're doing the like, fuck you. Yeah.
I think they're feeling that way, but the other person doesn't know that that's the game that they're playing.
You might be onto something there. I think that's a good point.
Otherwise, I have to believe that there's people that are out there that are just true pieces of shit, and I'd rather go with this version because it makes me have a better perspective on humanity.
There's from the Sports Star article. There is what is it, like 25 great wrestling stories? I think is what it's called. 25 hilarious stories involving wrestlers. Before mentioned Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer's pee predicament was number 20. Back in the good old days when Paul Bearer was the Undertaker's manager, the two would often travel together while keeping up the master-servant roles. In one instance, while driving to the next venue, the two stopped for gas. Bearer also had to take a wicked whiz, but the duo needed to make their purchase first. And, of course, Paul had to be the one to pump the gas. However, according to Paul Bearer himself, the sight and sound of the hose was too much, and he didn't make it. Think about that. A grown man pissed his pants because he refused to drop wrestling role play while at some random gas station. To top things off, when the gruesome twosome arrived at the event, only an hour later, a gift basket was already waiting for Paul Bearer and a package of adult diapers courtesy of Vince McMahon.
Well, that's, and if I'm saying this wrong, kayfabe? Kayfabe? Thank you, Aaron. Again, if you're getting upset with me, I apologize to you. I'm learning these things now. But just that's the keeping up the act off stage.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, being a wrestling beard
is a 24-hour
day
job.
You're just both. You're each other's wrestling beard. You're all beards off stage of covering for the fact.
What a shitty thing to get in trouble for. Like
and it was I don't know if it was Roddy Piper, or it was one of them with the Iron Sheik, and they got pulled over. They're supposed to be enemies.
Yeah.
It was like the rule. Yeah, the rules were like no drugs. It was Hacksaw Jim. Yeah,
who I love.
They just got pulled over with like drugs.
Oh, that was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He would just yell and run around with a 2x4, which now is like basically a Capitol storm. Like,
I mean that's I think a lot of these patriots.
Yeah,
or probably that whole Capitol storming thing was wrestling cosplay gone wrong.
Pretty much.
It's a Royal Rumble. I'm going to jail. Wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't ready for this.
When do you guys let me out of this hell in a cell?
All right. Can I break character for a minute? I didn't think this was all gonna. I didn't think I was gonna go like jail. I thought we were all like, oh, I don't like you. You don't like me. Look at us. We're coming in.
Yeah, we're fine. I tagged him in. He should be the one who goes.
48 months. Oh fuck.
Okay. I'm trying to find one of the Wild Samoans' silent treatment. Remember the Wild Samoans? They were two big dudes named Afa and Siku who, despite hailing from the American Samoa, where 80% of the population speaks English, pretended only to be able to communicate in noises and grunts. And they took this seriously. So seriously, in fact, that it once got Hulk Hogan in a mess of legal trouble. Get this. According to Hogan's autobiography, the trio were once traveling from Florida to New York by car and were stopped by a police officer. When Hogan went for his license in the glove box, his brand new unregistered gun fell out and the cop understandably freaked out. Hogan, having just bought his first gun ever, pled his ignorance to the officer, begged the Samoans to back him up. Not wanting to break character, the guys completely clammed up and allowed their friend to get locked up while they went free.
Okay.
It took a whole day before things were sorted out, and Hogan was let go with absolutely no help from the wild Samoans.
Okay, we're blaming those guys for Hulk Hogan driving around an unregistered gun in the glove box?
Yeah, like
they didn't do shit wrong. They're fine.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Also,
that wasn't their
there
problem.
is something very funny about seeing your friend get in trouble and just being like,
yeah,
what you talking about? You know, like,
Something tells me he was making a lot more than they were back in the day. Let him sort of shit out.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's fine. Financially.
Yeah, I think the only criticisms are probably the in caricature level racism.
Yeah, the stereotyping is pretty bad. And then, like, I guess, like, when you get into the business side of, like, the drug abuse and some of how sad some of their lives are.
Yeah, any kind of, like, professional sports where, like, to maintain your physicality and you go into the, steroids and stuff like that. And, okay, that's bad. But, like, wrestling as entertainment and fun, I'm having a hard time figuring. They've got a long list of the charities that they go to. But I mean, isn't Vince McMahon's like a scumbag or something?
Yeah,
now?
he's like apparently like
the
but worst fucking person.
So there's scumbags.
Yeah, but everywhere's scumbags.
But that's an individual. That's not. If Vince McMahon ran car dealerships, he'd be that guy.
Yeah. If he drawn cartoons, he'd be Walt Disney.
Yeah, isn't it like John Cena's always just showing up at children's hospitals and stuff?
I think he's like a sweetheart of a person, apparently. Yeah.
Most Make-A-Wish visits. That's a little bit weirdly competitive. he just runs in, goes to just every kid with leukemia. Quick, get the picture. All right, get the picture. Get another one. How many is that? How many we got?
Yeah. There's a little.
Who's about to beat me? Who's Brad Pitt? Get the fuck out of here. Drive me. Drive me to a next one.
That's a pretty good point.
That also John Cena's funny. Like when the guys are like,
he's a good comedy actor.
When you're good actors too, it's like, wow. Yeah, for those guys, I'm kind of happy they found a way out to still make money. Like how like Mankind or shit. What's his regular?
Oh, Mick Foley. Yeah,
Mick Foley. Like I don't. Those are the few people that I don't get mad that when you see they're like they've booked a weekend at a comedy club as opposed to some like D-list celebrity that's on their way out. Like, yes,
I'd rather see Jake the Snake Roberts than Chris Kattan.
You're gonna have wild stories about your career,
and it's gonna be hilarious. Yeah.
This is better than a theater. Your fans probably want to sit there and drink beer and enjoy it. That's a comedy club is designed for people to get drinks and food and see somebody speak.
Yeah,
and
this guy is doing exactly that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem when I see like a wrestler's got a weekend. Part of me is like, thank God your hips probably don't rotate the right way.
Yeah, you
anymore.
weren't getting health insurance or anything. All your shit was on you. Yeah, like you had to pay for your own health insurance, and it was probably so expensive.
Yeah, and
what do you do for a living? I jump on. I jump off of things onto men. You're like, well, that's going to be a pretty expensive policy.
I had a custom ladder made that goes up to 30 feet because I wanted to fall on some fluorescent light bulbs.
Yeah.
Well, that deductible is not going to be as low as you hope it.
I cut myself with razor blades, and then my friends hit me with a chair to open it up. Yeah.
So I don't mind those guys, like seeing those guys. Again, that's the scene in The Wrestler where he's like doing the memorabilia signing and somebody's just got canes and walkers and oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
I'm like, still the same as comedy.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's we didn't break our ribs, but a few people's noses are going to collapse soon.
It's cool that some of them have found a second life to like do these one-man shows and perform it. There's something kind of innovative about that.
Yeah, Rowdy Piper in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, God rest him.
Fucking maniac.
Yeah, I think that was his name was the Maniac.
Yeah. It's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he would get wild. I liked him. Yeah, I have I was gonna bring up something I guess I missed it. I'm sorry,
but again, I'm not seeing the. I protested this as a subject. So I was like, I don't know who's gonna have an issue with it.
Good point. That's a good.
As our caller said, don't yuck their yum, man.
That's on koozies. We're gonna get merch made. This is from surprise, surprise. The Tampa Bay Times would have an article on professional wrestling. Why pro wrestling is the most universal art form we have, and I can agree with this and that. It's an easy thing to understand. That's why they make so many boxing movies. It's because you don't have to explain that in any language. Yeah. We all know what violence looks like. Yeah. So, actually, Danielle Radford wrote this article. Weird.
Who's that?
She was a comic in Seattle.
Oh, Danielle Radford.
Yeah.
Well, I opened up and it says Christopher Spada.
Yeah. Oh, I guess she's a contributor in this.
Oh, okay.
You know how in musicals the idea is that they're so filled with emotion that all they can do is sing it out. You just have to sing. That's how wrestling is. They're so filled with emotion. I want to be the champ, or you betrayed me, or you slept with my wife, that they have to fight. Wrestling is so much about friendship and betrayal, and how much about that hurts as a human. It's better than real sports because in real sports, Cinderella stories never actually happen. Wrestling knows what you want, and the Cinderella stories happen. That's nice. Yeah.
But that point about Danielle. That point about musicals, because I would laugh at musicals the same way somebody like, oh, so you just break into song? It's like the feminine version of wrestling. Like, oh, you just have to break the song. I started going to see musicals. They're a great time.
They're the funnest. Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, holy shit. And I watch it from the same aspect that I watch wrestling, with how much. First off, I have to act, and then I have to be in the right place so we don't both break our necks.
Yeah.
To do this
There's
move.
some physical discipline involved in all. Yeah.
You see first we're going to act, but then here's a choreographed dance number with 40 people on stage with a moving set. It's just as perilous. Yeah.
There's a lot of coordination.
Come at me about musicals. That's what I'm saying. Same episode. It's about musicals.
We could do a musical.
Why? We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Same thing. This is what I got the same argument.
I know. Is there anything that makes you push back against the wrestling?
No, that's why. That's why I was having a hard time.
I guess
with
this, the stereotyping thing is like the racial stereotyping thing is like.
But I don't know how much of that's really happening anymore. Is it still happening?
I don't know. Charlene, you're a huge pro wrestling fan.
Are there any gay wrestlers?
Oh.
A bunch of people just came out, actually.
But
really?
As their character.
Yeah, there was somebody. I do remember there was one guy. His character was Val Venus, and he was a porn star. Do you remember him? He was a porn star. He would just have sex with all the other wrestlers' wives and videotape it.
I feel like that's probably also somewhat of a true story.
Yeah, yeah, it seems pretty incestual. But his finishing move, it was called the money shot. And he would always be like, "Here it comes!" And then he would jump off the top rope. And he was always just rolling his hips. It was disgusting. It was kind of like a little bit of like a ravishing Rick Rude vibe.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you can now the ability to confront having a trans wrestler that's like the face.
Yeah, is not
and there's this. I think there's a great opportunity in an arena to open up, and then wait for somebody to be like, oh, go woke, go broke, and then have that guy get beat up.
That would be awesome.
But I wonder if they would make that. I wonder if they would go for that in WW.
Maybe it might be something that has to kind of come along,
Because don't they all fight each other anyway? Don't the dudes beat up the chicks anyway?
I think that
that whole swimmer argument's out the window because everybody's kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I think there's I think they'll wrestle there's there might be melees or something where a woman hits a guy with a chair and then he knocks her out of the ring or whatever. That kind of
I think this is one of the areas where you could really start. Oh, it's right here. Nyla Rose of All Elite Wrestling became the first trans woman to sign with a major wrestling company in 2019. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
All right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Here's a giant platform to kind of push these. Push.
Yeah,
these,
yeah,
sounds
but like,
sorry,
no, but like
to push an
to
agenda
to open up the
to get these groomers in the ring and really
to open up the space to other people and other people with others. I forgot
that is
this.
happening. I think that is.
Have you ever watched like a pay-per-view event? Like,
oh, Ken Moore is openly gay, and there's no question about it if you see his photo.
I'll have to look it up.
He's got like rhinestones on his face and stuff.
That could be anybody. In wrestling, I mean.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I forgot about this. I worked with this guy who was a big professional wrestling fan in Portland, and he was like, I found a bar for us to go watch WrestleMania at. And I was like, okay, I'll come hang out and have a couple of drinks. And it was Darcel's, which is the drag bar, like a famous drag bar. So there were all these like gay guys in there watching WrestleMania with us, and the funniest thing was like anytime like a heel would come out that was fat or whatever, they'd be like boo, and then, and then it was like very stereotypical but like very funny, and everybody was having a great time. Yeah, and I later on went to a wrestling match with him and a bunch of other people with Veronica Heath. And we were there, and it was like kind of a half full arena. And this guy came out, and Veronica was all drunk on Miller Lights, and she just screamed at this wrestler, "Take your stupid shirt off!" So even in the trashiest ways, it's still really fun.
I love the idea of like drunk women going full Magic Mike at wrestling,
Yes.
and then wrestlers having to come out like, "Listen, we don't appreciate being objectified.
Hands off.
This is a level playing field for all types." To
you shave your body, I shave mine.
We got a male wrestler coming to the stage.
Oh, poor guy. Every kind of. Do you remember? You might not remember this because you're not really a sports guy, but like the Bulls were in the finals, and Dennis Rodman just absconded from the team and went to a professional wrestling event, and he was just on TNT one night. Everybody's like, "Why isn't Dennis at practice?" And it's like nobody knows. And then they just saw him on wrestling later that night with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, can't believe this guy with the green hair and face tattoos that wears dresses has been unpredictable this whole season.
And that's not even the wrestler. Yeah, but so I guess what I like is like since there's not really a governing body for it because it's not like a sanctioned sport or whatever, that they can kind of just do whatever they want. They're like it exists on its own. It's like they're just wild and crazy businessmen. They're like, yeah, if we can get him, we'll try it. It's just pretty fun to me.
I'm gonna do a random search. I want to see most baffling celebrity cameos in pro wrestling.
Oh, good God.
Jay Leno. Jay Leno fought Hulk Hogan.
What?
That is upsetting. Jay Leno just... What was the... Okay. What,
I wonder what the origin...
There's a Cracked article, because Cracked... Oh, God, he didn't just fight him. He beat his ass. I don't know. I'm not going to just read this on air, but I just like that they're like, he beat his ass.
There's a, yeah.
But man, it's been a long time since somebody said something that made me think Jay Leno's cool. He's out. He's out in front of Bob's Big Boy down the street trying to crank start his Model A right now.
There was also the
Pete Rose.
Oh, I remember that.
Fucking Johnny Carson? Are you kidding me? Or not Johnny Carson? No. Bob Barker.
What?
Yes.
Read that, please.
Now, when celebrities appear on wrestling, they're usually there to shill some project. Their involvement is usually limited to looking pretty and maybe walking a certain wrestler to the ring. When they do get physically involved, it's always like the Leno situation earlier. The WWE lets them boost their egos by letting them win against guys twice their size. So, for instance, they let Snoop Doggy Dogg drop a wrestler named Santino Marella, who is legitimately trained in MMA and could break Snoop in half on accident. And even freaking Bob Barker got to beat up wrestler Chavo Guerrero.
Whoa!
But in the case of former Major League player and manager Pete Rose, it was the exact opposite. In a bizarre storyline that lasted for several years. I'm sorry if people know this already, but
I
this
don't
is great
care.
to me.
This is just fun.
Rose would appear at random, only to get beat up and humiliated each time.
Oh, because he's broke and he can't be in baseball anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's just
what it is. Oh, he's just getting piled. Oh, there's a picture that he's got his face stuffed in somebody's ass. Oh, Jesus Christ.
God, yeah, sometimes they really they. I'll say this for professional wrestling: they will take people at the bottom of the dignity pile and really just run them into the fucking ground. Even
that
more.
is another comedy club thing of like, all right, somebody needs to make some.
Somebody's got to play Super Bowl Sunday.
Somebody needs a little off the top of these chicken fingers. RoboCop was in there. Can only imagine that RoboCop.
Donald Trump, former president. Good God.
Yeah, I mean,
That'll let you know where we're going.
okay. The Muppets.
Okay. What did they do?
They were just guest stars. It's kind of hard to get in the ring as a Muppet.
I do.
That would break the kayfabe.
Being
The
a
kayfab
of a.
if you don't, you just see the sticks.
What does KFAB stand for again?
I don't think it stands for anything. Does it? Tell us.
So I only know this because when the movie The Wrestler came out, I kind of got back into wrestling for a hot second, and I'm back out, and I'm okay with it. I have no ill will. But kayfabian comes from carny times.
Okay.
So you no one had any money because it's like it's Great Depression, if not pre-Great Depression. So you'd call your home where your parents live.
Yeah.
And rather than, them accept the charges or whatever, you just call and you say, this is kayfabian. When they got the call, they'd hear this call is coming from kayfabian. They'd be like, we don't accept the charges, but they'd know their kid was okay, wherever they are.
Oh.
That work in the carny circuit.
What?
What did you
I
say?
mean, haven't you done it? To get your parents to pick you up?
Oh, I thought you meant after. Oh, yeah, just squeezing whatever information into the collect call thing.
Mom, it's me. I'm doing hockey practice. Pick me up right now. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't always do that.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah, just a little check-in from the road. All right. I like that, but I like that it's stayed in the lexicon. Yeah. But anyway, you get David Arquette, who's a wrestling fan that seems like he bought his way into
He
wrestling.
won the world title.
What?
Yeah. In WCW, he won the world title.
Oh, yeah, he won world heavyweight title.
God, what a cool thing for him. Like, I'm seriously like truly. What about a way? Like, I'm gonna leverage this and do what I want and move it. Like, I mean, I don't want to be David Arquette. Don't get me wrong, but to just get to live out that dream a little bit, pretty rad.
It does seem if you can buy your way into some wrestling if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I don't want to breach the idea of it, but all righty. Well, should we go to some calls because I'm rooting for
I'm rooting for a lot of
I'm
fun.
rooting for these guys. I mean, there's the storylines again. I didn't know the guys enough to know that they got in a fight 10 years ago and he came back for another thing. I'm like, all right, that's just what wrestling. I thought that was all wrestling every time. I thought every time oh my God, this guy's coming back for a rematch. I don't know.
All right.
I like that Brock Lesnar became a wrestler. I remember when Brock Lesnar
he started as one.
I thought he started as a
UFC.
Ultimate Fighter guy.
No, I think he started as a wrestler, and then went to Ultimate Fighting, and then came back.
Was it? That guy just looked like a G.I. Joe came to life.
He is enormous.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll be right back with some calls from the litter box right after this word from our sponsor, Wrestling Tape. It's tough. I didn't have a fake product this time. And here we are again. This is No Accounting for Taste, the only podcast that is on this microphone right now. All right.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about pro wrestling. The male adult RuPaul's Drag Race. What did you call it earlier, Kyle?
It's musicals.
It's musicals, yeah.
Yeah, it's theater.
Yeah.
Physical theater.
But Kyle and I are decidedly very pro on this and enjoying it quite a bit.
I wouldn't call myself a fan that I know about it, but I appreciate what they're doing. I got no ill will towards the people that do love it.
Yeah, and I like if it is on, it will always catch my attention for a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say about it. All right. Let's go with this first call. It just says theater for jocks.
That's what we're just saying, yeah.
Feel like it could be negative.
Hey, it's Jake here. Professional wrestling is just theater for jocks. All right, bye.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's about what we were saying.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, little culture. Little culture with your sports.
What was it? Replica belt and lockdown? Here we go.
Hey, Kyle, Shane. This is Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Just calling in about wrestling.
Yeah.
I've loved wrestling since I was a kid. Used to go to all the shows. Good time. I also watched it a lot when I was a kid. When I grew up a little bit, I didn't watch it as much, but I still get nostalgia for it. Watch all the old matches on pay-per-view whenever I can. And I also spent a lot of money over lockdown on a replica WWF championship belt that I still have hidden away. But wrestling, all for it. I don't take it that seriously anymore, but it's still fun. All right, guys. Thanks. Love you.
I want to know what a lot of money is.
Yeah.
I wish he would have included that, because then he's like, but I don't take it that seriously anymore.
But
But
to me, if you're buying a
you said a
belt,
lot of money.
and to me, if you're buying a belt, kinda you're.
Where do you display it? I mean, do you put it out?
Bathroom.
You wear it.
Do you,
Sure.
like it? Is it in a cabinet for people to see, or are you kind of ashamed of it? And it's only like when a guest that you trust, it's like an iguana.
Yeah, it's like somebody who already knew you were.
Like, oh, you seem cool. You want to see my iguana?
Yeah, but it's definitely somebody who already knew you were into wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a. It's not a. It's like the thing you said on the last episode. Where you're like, if you go first date, Disney house decked out.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit of a warning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try this one.
I just left a message before. I just wanted to say, tell Shane Torres that I'm from Fort Worth also, and I think he's pretty hot, and I won't ask him to do anything to my clam. Have a good one, Alicia. Bye.
What the fuck? That reminds me, I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas at the Dickies Arena open for Burt Kreischer.
We got a slam clam.
That's right, my little ring rat.
Shane Torres.
But,
what was the title on that one?
Off topic, but you should play.
Off topic, but on that tip.
Here's another one.
Hey guys and gals, this is Mean Dean from Minnesota by way of Wisconsin. Minnesota is a home of professional wrestling, and I think it rules. I think everybody agrees. And if you're in a nursing home and you find one of these old men in there, they will choke you out. Look it up, Google it. What? Pro Wrestling rules. You guys rock. First time, long time. Go Macho Man.
Thank you, Mean Dean.
Thank you, Mean Dean. What am I supposed to Google? Who will choke me out in a nursing home?
Maybe there's. Was it Julian?
I got an asphyxiation fetish and a senior fetish.
I think it was Julian McCullough who weirdly told a story about Vern Gagne, who was an old wrestler, beat up a security guard in his nursing home.
Maybe that's the story we were supposed to Google.
Yeah, maybe
that was it. Thank you, Mean Dean.
Okay, let's try it again. Oh, this is a good title: corny and impressive.
Hey, Kyle and Shane, this is Marlon from Fargo, North Dakota. Love the show.
A lot of Midwest love here.
First-time caller.
Long-time kitty. I love that.
I like professional wrestling in the same way that I love gas station food, which is to say, oh, this is bad, and I like it a bunch anyway. To me, I enjoy the combination of the hokey horseshit theatrics and the unbridled athleticism.
Yes.
It's corny and bad and super impressive at the same time.
Everything we're saying. This
flipping
guy's on our
between
page.
a B horror movie and a banger of a basketball game all on the same channel. Like, oh, look at that guy's outfit. That guy's outfit is super dumb. Oh, God, he did throw him super far, though. Look at that. That's cool. So
this is like he's calling a wrestling match.
It's monster trucks, but people. I like that. I like that a lot. Wrestling
Awesome.
fans, sometimes not the best. Much like Kiss or the Insane Clown Posse. It's like, oh, boy, the fans sure can ruin this thing I like. But all in all, pro wrestling, I enjoy it. Love the show. You guys stay safe out there and keep the saucer full. Thanks.
That guy is awesome.
I like to think that that's how he has to have the birds and the bees conversation with his son. He's like, well, it's like monster trucks, but with people, you see. They're It's like when a man car and a woman car love each other so much they play demolition derby and just crash into each other over and over again.
Till one of them's tired.
Sometimes the ladies, they go reverse first because you don't want to blow out the radiator. It'll take you out of the match. But there's other complications that come from that.
Yeah, you say take it to the pump.
Let's go. Derek Brown called. What? Derek Brown threatens? What is this?
I love that last call. I love keeping the saucer full, too.
Good. We got good attitudes on this one, man. Good topic, good attitudes.
Hey, this is Derek Brown.
Hey, DJ.
I just wanted to mention that if you guys don't talk about the power of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, then you guys can both go sit on a Slim Jim and have it go in, son. Have it go inside, son.
Thank you for reiterating that we're not just sitting on flat ways.
It's not just like we're not just keeping it warm with our ass for later.
What was
Jimmy Superfly Snuka?
I know the name, but what was his racket?
He kind of like a real buff dude, but kind of like a high flying wrestler. So he would like jump off the top turnbuckle and stuff. I think he was like Samoan or something, but I really don't remember much of his. I remember liking him a lot when I was a kid, and I remember he's from Fiji, and I think the first match I ever saw him lose was to the Undertaker.
Oh, this guy's pretty tight.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we got a WWE producer.
Oh, we got to hear this.
Yeah. I'm going to play that voicemail again with that woman who was horny for me.
Please don't.
Hey, guys. This is Michael from Chicago. My views on pro wrestling are a little biased and a little skewed because when I was a child, I'm saying like junior high age, I was really into pro wrestling. My dad dropped me and my school friends off at the Rosemont Horizon to catch some dark matches then, and I was really into it until high school, and then we stopped watching it. But where my bias comes is because in recent years, and I'm 44 by the way, but I actually became employed by WWE as a producer and a writer and eventually a talent coordinator.
Cool.
And so I get to see the other side of the camera, and I still love pro wrestling, but like in a different way because it's different as an adult. You know the ins and outs, and you know what's real and what's not. And it actually is a little more real than they lead on because of the athleticism.
Okay.
But what I actually love is the talent personalities. So, for example, the thing I don't love about pro wrestling is the fans. And
yikes, buddy.
I would say there was one time I had to accompany John Cena to a autograph signing, and of course they have the Make-A-Wish kids up front who, there's
Can we pause
dying
it?
of leukemia, they have Down syndrome.
I just want to hear him spin off on these Make-A-Wish kids. These fucking kids, they think you got 6 months left. Well, we're going to get everything we want.
He's like, they come riding in on lawnmowers and man.
They told you 2 to 4 years. They didn't tell you 1 week. Sit down, wait your turn.
No fast pass.
Okay, gosh.
I backed it up a little bit.
Okay.
The Make-A-Wish kids up front who, there's dying of leukemia, they have Down syndrome, and after those children are done with the autograph lines, then come the fat, sweaty, gross, 35-year-old wrestling fans that just are, for lack of a better term, more retarded than the Make-A-Wish kids.
There's better
So that's
terms.
what I do
There
not
are
like
definitely
about it.
better terms.
Yeah.
Fan.
For lack of a
Given that the guy's
for
still,
lack of a better term, a big bucket of shit.
the fact that the guy's still calling it the Rosemont Horizon, I'm gonna understand that his language is a bit stunted into what
This is
things
from-
were called 25 years
This is
ago.
from your neck of the woods.
We're not going all state arena. We're going okay.
Let's hope he doesn't drop any more horrible words in.
Business itself is fantastic, and if you ever want to hear some weird Vince McMahon stories, I am full of them. Take it easy, guys.
We'd love maybe for the Patreon.
Yeah, we might have to get a hold of.
Yeah,
hold
that
of
was
our friend
great.
here.
That's awesome.
These guys are more retarded than the kids that are retarded. Okay.
Okay. Next town. That's America's oldest art form is what this was. We'll do one or two more and then we'll put them.
Yeah, this and jazz. Okay.
Yeah. Same thing. It's the slams you're not
Hey,
slamming.
I was given this number to call in to tell what I think about pro wrestling, and I don't know. I'm a current pro wrestler. Pro wrestling is one of America's truest and oldest living art forms. I think it's a one shot of theater, stunt performing, but it's all done in one take, and mostly, contrary to popular belief, mostly all done on the fly. I think pro wrestling takes everything from, like I said, acting, stunt performing, gymnastics, tons of strength, conditioning. It truly is, I guess, as much as the term's hated by pro wrestlers, sports entertainment. Yeah, and also on a personal note, pro wrestling has helped me escape a lot of bad things in life. Pro wrestling has kept me out of any kind of heavy drugs. I've met some great people, some of my best friends through pro wrestling. I started pro wrestling with one of my best friends. And it's been one of the pillars of my life. Don't make a lot of money, but I think that's any kind of entertainment business, right? But yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on pro wrestling.
That's very sweet.
Take it easy, guys.
That's
Thanks
good
very
news,
much,
yeah.
man.
It's
That's
gotta be, like, imagine like taking
a pillar of my life.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Imagine taking an improv class, but it's about like physical fighting, where you have like improv is all like, oh, that's this person's idea, and you have to accept it and go with it, and like, oh, this person's idea is that they're gonna punch me in the face. And you're like, yes, you're about to punch me in the face.
I have to yes and your punch.
yeah. Like, yeah, man, that's a good way to shut it down. Good positive vibes on what we knew was going to be a positive vibes episode.
Yeah.
I don't think we got.
No, we were in a good space on this one.
Yeah, I don't think there's did we get any naysayers on this one?
Not really.
I think we heard.
I guess the furthest we got from
betting on it. Can we play betting on it? Can I just hear that one real quick?
Yeah, let me find it. Where is it at?
I've lost so much goddamn money.
Whoa.
Kid and Cat. Brandon, Joliet, Illinois. Pro wrestling, cheesy, but love it. Watched it as a kid, gave up for years, and then me and my buddy started watching the pay-per-views, and the best way to make any wrestling better is to bet on it. Even if you kind of read up on it and know the storyline, you're going to bet. It's going to be wrong. You're going to be yelling at the TV. It's going to be the best time ever. So, yeah, thumbs up. Not fake. It's rehearsed. It should probably hurt still. I wouldn't want to do it. Love you. Bye.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that is a good point. You could still bet. You and I could still bet on it. Like, even though it's predetermined.
I think about Krusty the Clown, thinking like, oh, I thought the Washington Generals had a chance this time.
There was a Dirty Work. That was the Chevy Chase character who goes, who's a degenerate gambler, was like, I guess you could blame the Buffalo Bills or Mr. T. And he goes, you tell me you bet against Rocky and Rocky 3? He goes, hindsight's 20/20, my friend.
That's
yeah, I think it's awesome. All of this is overwhelmingly positive. I think the only negative we had was the woman who said, I'm super hot, and she lives in Fort Worth, so there's probably something to worry about.
Not negative for you. We just have to envision it. It's I think that
Why is that so bad, huh? I got some stroke game.
Stroke game?
Yeah.
What is that?
The way you fuck.
Oh.
Everybody, this has been New
We're
Accounting.
we're gonna end so strong.
Oh, there's one more good one. We got to fight.
Oh yeah, please cleanse the palate. Yeah,
Why is this doing this like this?
That's because you're trying to play that was a timed message. It's gone away. It's like a Snapchat.
Okay, I don't know what that is either.
It's gone away.
Anyways, pretty much the pro wrestling rules, and also this lady thinks I'm sexy, so that's cool too.
Hey, Shane Torres, 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, count him. World heavyweight champ. All right. Yeah, I think the guy who said, I think my favorite call was the guy who said that it was a pillar of his life and it kept him out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that people were into it when they were young, like little kids, and then they got back into it later
Yeah.
with a new appreciation. How many things happen like that for people? Like that you come back around on it.
That and Disney adults, I think, are the only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I love this, man. No accounting for taste. What a great episode this week. No negatives. Thank you to Charlene. Thank you to everybody involved here at All
Thank
Things.
you, Aaron.
Thank
for
you, Aaron. Of
your,
course,
your
I'm sorry.
wrestling knowledge.
Thank you to everyone here at All Things Comedy. And my name is Shane Torres. Yeah, Shane Torres on all the things. ShaneIsComedian.com. I'm on the road a lot. Please come check me out. And your name is?
I'm Kyle Kinane.
It's okay to plug your shows on your own podcast.
I'm Kyle Kinane on the internet also.
Okay. All right.
It's my name. Everything is just my name. There's nothing
yeah,
different.
okay. I get it.
You'll find it.
I'll find it.
This
And-
is just K Fabian. off the air.
I don't
we're
know why
off
K-Fabian.
the air. We're just buddies. On the air,
we're heel
enemies.
We're rivals.
Yeah.
All right. Catch us at SummerSlam, everybody. This is Shane Torres. That's Kyle Kinane. Thanks for being here.